Blood thunders in your ears as the brakes fail. 5 people tied to the tracks ahead. Another set of tracks. 1 man. You stand by the lever, sweat beating, heart pounding, uncertain. What kind of person are you when the moment comes? To stop talking about what a good man is like and just be one. Marcus Aurelius said, Meditations 10:16. A simple sentence, heavy as iron. Marcus Aurelius wrote this alone in a military camp, not for an audience, for himself, in the cold. Emperors deal in words, in performances, in endless advice about virtue, courage, leadership. He warns himself to shut up about it, embody rather than pontificate. How many times have we talked circles around what's right, analyzing, judging, theorizing, only to find ourselves, when the real decision arrives, frozen? It's different to read about the hero than to become one. The Stoic stance. Stop waiting for the lecture, the cheat sheet, or the perfect character-building YouTube video. Move. Choose. Let actions reveal your real values. Do you ask what it is that I seek in virtue? Itself. For virtue has nothing better. It is its own reward. Seneca said, on the Happy Life, 16. Seneca's answer, sharp and clean. We always want a payoff for goodness, praise, status, maybe divine points. But what if integrity, courage, and justice give nothing but themselves in return? This idea runs counter to how we're wired, shaped by centuries of barter, transaction. Do good, get good. But the Stoics called that a trap. Virtue for hire is brittle. When stakes rise and consequences bite down, that formula fails. Virtue is the reward. When you bear the brunt, keep your word or refuse to cut corners. You're already being paid in the simple fact that you are the kind of person who can look yourself in the eye afterward. On no occasion call yourself a philosopher, and do not speak much among the uninstructed about philosophical principles, but do what follows from your principles. For example, at a banquet, don't say how one ought to eat, but eat as you ought. Epictetus said in Enchiridion 46, Epictetus lived most of his life in bondage, then in poverty. He taught that wisdom isn't an identity badge. It isn't I am wise, but simply I act well. You scroll past morality debates online. Someone explains how to handle every situation, what the wise choice is. And yet, when work politics turn vicious, or a friend betrays confidence, or you're blinded by stress at 3 in the morning, debate is worthless. Praxis matters. Next time you're tempted to announce, here's what a good person would do. Pause. Just do it, without fanfare. Never regard something as doing you good if it makes you betray a trust, or lose your sense of shame, or makes you show hatred, suspicion, ill will, or hypocrisy, or a desire for things best done behind closed doors. Marcus Aurelius said, Meditations 7:8, the world bends, sometimes breaks, for what we call the greater good. Small betrayals rationalized, little lies excused, because I had no choice. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor with absolute power, draws a hard line. It's not good if it costs your soul. It's not beneficial if it demands a trade-off of your deepest principles. Every day, small dilemmas knock. Blame a colleague rather than own a mistake. Hide an error for fear of looking incompetent. Feed a rumor to get ahead socially. The quick win feels harmless. Only later does the corrosion creep in. The Stoic test. What will this action do to your trust, your decency, your sense of belonging to yourself? If you lose those, you gain nothing that matters. The soul has its own principles of growth. It creates its own wealth. It is not by flesh and bone that we measure virtue, but by honesty and integrity of character. Seneca said, Letters 71:26. Seneca, exiled, his influence stripped, writes about what remains, not status, not outward strength, something more stubborn. You lose a job, or a marriage. Maybe you're publicly shamed, reputation shattered. Who are you when the externals collapse? History is full of people who seem powerful until the first storm, but there are others, quietly unshakable. Virtue grows from the inside out, not the outside in. The measure of a person is what persists when everything glittering falls away. Show me someone who is sick and happy, in danger and happy, dying and happy, exiled and happy, in disgrace and happy. Show me. By the gods, I long to see a Stoic, but since you cannot show me one fully formed, show me one who is being formed, who has started on the path. Do me that favor. Epictetus said, Discourses 1.233. Epictetus challenges his listeners not with perfection, but with pursuit. No one passes every test. In the real world, stress bends you, crises confuse you. The right move sometimes hides behind a fog. The Stoic isn't flawless. He hungers for the sight of a person battered, but still upright. A woman suffering loss, but not bitterness. Someone bruised by hardship and yet honestly wrestling for the next wise choice. It's not about being unshakably perfect, but unflinchingly sincere in the struggle to improve. In your darkest hour, ask, am I moving closer, however clumsily, to what I profess to value? The condition and characteristic of an uninstructed person is this: he never expects from himself profit or harm, but from externals. The condition and characteristic of a philosopher is this: he expects all profit and harm from himself. Epictetus said, Enchiridion 48:1, this is the Stoic cornerstone. A novice blames outside forces, market crashes, unfair bosses, unpredictable lovers. Luck seems master of his fate, but the philosopher, in Epictetus's eyes, turns expectation inward. He looks for his sense of safety, contentment, and identity not in changing circumstances, but in his own mindset and behavior. When you lose money, or face betrayal, or the world's chaos storms through your plans, what's damaged? The externals or your spirit? You can't always control how the world treats you, but you decide what kind of person it meets in return. Most of our days aren't spent at the throttle of a runaway trolley, debating the obvious nightmare choices. Instead, our dilemmas are quieter. Should you risk friendship to confront dishonesty, submit to a toxic boss for the paycheck, or walk away? Scroll past the angry post, or step in and call out the cruelty. We want maps, algorithms, formulas for these moments, but the Stoics, across their scattered letters, journals, and discourses, return to a blunter answer. Moral clarity isn't a one-time calculation. It's lived, choice by choice, under the pressure of messy, unfinished life. They don't promise comfort. They don't promise that there will be a crowd cheering when you do the right thing. Sometimes all you earn is yourself. You may never face the spotlight of history. No one might ever know which moral decisions you struggled through. But each time you act without betraying yourself, resist cynicism, and accept that your reward for goodness is only the quiet certainty of having done good, you move a little closer. The trolley problem is philosophy's favorite theatrical set piece. Rarely does life hand you such clean, horrifying lines, but every day you have the lever in your hand in smaller ways. The Stoics whisper across the centuries, don't freeze at the lever or wait for the script to tell you. Don't just talk about what a good human looks like, be one. If this stays with you, there are more stories and hard-won lessons worth wrestling with. Until next time, keep moving forward.